And this episode is brought to you by Draggin Bags, coming out with a fantastically designed bag that matches your search history online. The new BBC bag coming out, hitting the stores. Man, just a beautiful looking bag. So go grab your set, get your hands on that girthy son of a bitch over at dragginbags.com. Drop code BIGASP12 at checkout and save yourself some money. Pick up some heat today over at dragginbags.com.
Santina Star.
Pause it. Pause. You ain't really like that. We some dogs, so you know we really bite back. These marauders got Jamie seeing ghosts in the back. But it's cloud, cause we smoking up a coaster pack. Yeah, we all smoke. Yeah, we all smoke. Used to be ghosts, now they all jokes. I was praying for game 7, but they all choke. Now we getting rich, and they all broke.
All right, welcome back to yet another episode of the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. Sean and Dane are with you as always. What's going on, man?
You know, another day, another dollar.
Another day. It's been an interesting day today.
It has been.
A lot of stuff has been happening. It's Tuesday. Typically, we record this part Sunday or Monday.
That's true.
Stuff came up. We'll go over that in just a minute. But yeah, it's just been a weird day. So before we get into anything else, Dane, do what you do best every single week. Let the folks know what we're sipping on tonight in our favorite segment called What You Drinking.
What you drinking?
Well, we're actually keeping it low key in preparations for our upcoming ventures. So just drinking some water today. You know, no harm, no foul.
Just
sipping some water.
So don't worry, we will get back to the bourbon stuff. Just slowly.
Yes, indeed we will. Just not quite yet.
I feel like I
So yeah, that was fun. You got some in your eyeballs?
I do. All right.
I can't see it. I don't see it in your eye.
All right, well, we have more audio gold planned as always. All right, we are going to recap the ACL Myrtle Beach Open. There are plenty of dramatic readings. I think there's like 6 of them tonight, so just buckle up for that. Fresh off dropping a diss track or a rumored diss track. All right, I got my hands on it. It was super funny. We reached out to him. Tommy Sliker joins the show.
Yeah, and you might have heard a little snippet of it, beforehand. So
yeah, the intro song sounded something a little new, maybe not quite what you would expect. Yeah, that was part of it. If you want to hear the rest of it, we put the rest of it at the end, the full song at the end.
Just low key. You guys stick around all the way back there.
But yeah, the interview is awesome, so I hope you guys enjoy it. But before we get into anything else, we're going to let you know what's going on in our Cornhole lives in the segment we call In and Around the Hole.
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
All right, man. So,
yeah, what's been going on? What's
dude, just
it's been up with
since
life.
The last time we recorded, that next day, I started getting sick. And my kids already had the stomach flu.
Yeah.
Then they gave it to. So then I got sick. I didn't have the stomach flu. I got whatever respiratory shit was going on. That I still sound like shit. Feel 1,000 times better. I actually have energy. It's just my voice is just gone.
Yeah.
My wife had stomach flu right after that. So she had it bad. She was down for the count for like 48 hours. And to the point where I'm like, hey, if you don't stop throwing up here soon, like I'm probably going to have to take you to the hospital.
Get an IV.
You know what I mean? Or we're going to call somebody and maybe
could you run a line on her yourself?
I probably could. But, so yeah, it was just dealing with all that shit, and which just sucked because we were supposed to go over for New Year's Eve to Mom and Dad's. We always celebrate Christmas, do the presents, all that stuff. And Mom had, family friends in from out of town. It's a nice night. Well, my entire house was just terrible. Like, it was down for the count. Val was the only one that it didn't hit her yet. I was bad on Tuesday. Like, probably Tuesday and Wednesday were the worst. I woke up Thursday morning. I had to go to work.
Yeah.
My sweatshirt and sweatpants had to weigh like 5 pounds. I sweat something out of my system that day. And I woke up, Val looked at me and she's like, I'm really sick. How do you feel? I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I feel
like
great.
My nose is stuffed, but I'm like, I'm good. Like, I have energy. Like, I'm ready to rock. So yeah, really nothing's been going on, man. Just trying to get everybody healthy. And, when the wife is down, I'm just trying to step up and do a bunch of the laundry and clean the house. And the one thing I've realized as I've been married, right? So we're going on 11 years now, is that there's certain things that like I just shouldn't do. And I've realized that. Like, I shouldn't take down the Christmas stuff because I'm going to put it away wrong. I'm not going to put the stuff that she wanted upright.
Yeah.
So I just know, just don't fuck with that. Just carry the heavy shit down when she asks you for it, and she's going to get it done. But there's other stuff I can help with, like laundry, like sweeping and vacuuming and all that kind of stuff. So like Sunday when my wife was at work, I turned it into a game. Luckily, my son likes to clean, so he
does like to clean.
You put a Swiffer in that kid's hand, and he's good for like an hour. You know what I mean? Just keep telling me you missed the spot, it pisses him off.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, just catching up on stuff like that. It's not been like fun per se, but I'm like just trying to get healthy for this trip to the TCL.
Yeah.
Because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're going to get sick again. So
every time I come back. And
you got to be healthy for the weekend at least, you know?
Correct. So I'm on like way too much vitamin C, zinc, all the vitamin D, everything right now, just trying to get somewhat healthy. I can actually breathe through my nose finally for the first time in like a week. So that's big plus. I'm moving in the right direction. Hopefully my voice will bounce back. But even if it does by this weekend, it's going to be gone again. So
well,
you're going to get raspy Sean for a few weeks here, folks.
Hey,
so.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Little character.
Little horse in there.
You know?
Yeah. So basically, you just took 5 minutes to tell us that you've been sick and didn't do shit. So awesome.
It's a skill.
Yeah. I, on the other hand, have been very healthy and did attend.
Really happy for you, by the way.
I did attend New Year's Eve with the family.
Yeah.
Fantastic time. Had a blast, not to rub it in. But
I heard Kimbo and Melissa got kind of fucked up.
Soused.
Nice.
They were ripping champagne.
That's
left
what I
and
heard.
right.
Mom said 4 bottles.
Yeah, 4 full bottles.
Good for them.
And there was only
for
4
them.
ladies drinking it. So that's a
for them.
bottle apiece. Amy was one of them.
Yeah.
She stood her ground. So, I kind of think Kimbo drank like a bottle and a half.
Okay.
But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Played some games. Yeah, honestly, like real low key, but made it to midnight.
Nice.
Like next thing we knew it was like 11:15. We're
Okay.
like, oh man, we should probably head home. And then, went back home, stayed up watch the ball drop, and then passed out by like 12:03. It was beautiful.
Like my daughter was like all gung ho. She's like, I'm going to make it up to midnight. We're like,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember those ambitions.
So we let her stay up. She stayed up till like 9, and she's like, I'm going to stay awake. She didn't. I'm like,
Yeah.
so I told her, if you stay awake and you see your clock, it says midnight. Come down. You can come downstairs and find me, and you can watch the ball drop. She'd passed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone in our house was asleep probably like 10:30 that night.
It's not easy. If I was home, there's not a chance I was making it. So, but then weekend came. Had like a sleepover at Amy's good friend's house, Hannah, and their kids and stuff. So we just they invited us over for a sleepover. Her kids did. So
Hannah and Steve, right?
Hannah and Steve.
Do they have, how many kids do they have?
2.
Okay.
Yeah. So we hung out over there. Had a great night. A lot of fun. We played once the kids went to bed, we played a bunch of Mario Party and stuff.
Yeah, I like
on
them.
Switch. And
They're easy to hang out with.
Exactly. We just drank some beers, hung out, and then Sunday.
When did I see Steve last? Where did we bump into
Cavs
him?
game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So great segue because Sunday I went to the Cavs game and got the sweet seats right by the court. Cavs faced off against the Hornets, they are just dog shit.
They really are.
They're terrible.
They have ball. That's the only bright
Yeah.
spot on their team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if they could just have ball with a bunch of guys that can just
It was a
rebound
weird
for
night
'em.
though because my parlays did not do well. Like I hit the Cavs money line.
Cavs played
all that
like
stuff.
shit and they still won by 10.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Cavs played that bad and scored 115 points
Yeah.
is
Correct.
it astounded me. But
Yeah.
Anyway, still a fun game. I did have a funny moment though. A bunch of these kids ran down the steps and they were chucking the mini basketballs out. Well, I snagged 4 of them. Not a single one was given to those kids because they weren't in their seats. But I had kids sitting in front of me, so I gave them to those kids and stuff. So it was just really funny.
So you helped the rich kids and you said fuck the poor kids.
No. They were still down in the lower seats.
Okay.
But they chose when they're the basketball, Sean, they can launch those things all the way up to the top row.
They could.
Instead, they chose to run down, and I'm like, no, there's literally a row of 4 little kids
Okay.
right in front of
Fair
me.
enough.
So I'm going to give them the ball.
All right, I'll
They
give
were
it.
they were 9-10 years old next to me. They've seen mini basketballs. The 4 or 5-year-olds in front of me enjoyed it way more.
Yeah.
So
So the TCL,
yeah.
we're gearing up. So if you're listening to this on Wednesday, originally the TCL event was supposed to kick off Thursday night. And it was go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we were going to head down Thursday morning, play some golf, go to the event, and then just, roll like we normally do. The issue is apparently Mother Nature has other plans, and Texas is going to get hit by a winter storm, and they're supposed to get 3 to 5 inches, which in Cleveland is a Monday.
We got that Monday morning, so
But in Texas, apparently it's a big issue, and the city's going to have trouble. So we actually just rescheduled our flight. So we're not flying out now until Friday afternoon. when most of the snow, I think the snow is supposed to be done by like Friday morning at the latest. So there were a few options for Friday morning flights, but I just figured why chance it and get delayed and hang out there all day. So we're not
going to go make a run in singles or anything.
Yes,
anyways,
yeah. So singles is always the day we get to content. So we're basically the plan is we land there Thursday afternoon. We'll go straight to the venue, bust out all the content, and the Saturday is doubles. And then Sunday we'll head home in the afternoon, but they have like a blind draw and stuff like that in the morning. So it's gonna be a quick trip, but it's worth going just because of all the friends we've made down there, and there's so many people that I want to see. And it's just a fun time, you know what I mean? So even if it is just like a Friday, Saturday thing, it'll be worth it. It's going to be a lot fit in, not a lot of sleep. I envision that, but it's okay.
Yeah. Especially now that it's 2 days. And
Yeah, correct.
It's like,
you got to cram it in.
Yeah. Screw sleep.
Yeah. There's no throwaway night.
Exactly. We're just going to, my throwaway night's going to be Sunday night. I'm just going to get home and then probably crash early.
You have that.
Call it a day. So.
Option.
I do.
You do.
I do.
So this weekend we had the Myrtle Beach Open. Perhaps one of the funnier things that happened was at the very end, like actually after the event was even over, the commentator, Mr. Jake Brannon, was caught a little bit, and I don't know if you guys have heard it or not, but here it is.
He did.
I knew I shouldn't have said anything about him doing a good job this weekend. Bullshit.
Here it is one
And
more
then he
time.
fucks it up with the camera. I knew I shouldn't have said anything about him doing a good job this weekend. Bullshit.
Here, Sean, actually, I remember we tested this yesterday.
Oh, did it actually work?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right.
And then he fucks it up with the camera. I knew I shouldn't have said anything about him doing a good job this weekend. Bullshit.
So, yeah. Just gets caught on a little hot mic. I will be interested to see. I'm sure he's going to get some talking to. I don't think anything's actually going to happen.
I hope to God it doesn't. Like, again, it wasn't on an ESPN broadcast.
No, exactly.
This was like, again, these aren't like, yes, they're professionals, but they're not like, they're still learning as they're doing all this stuff.
It's a hot mic. Listen, it happens.
Exactly.
It's not like he was saying he was going to murder somebody.
Our problem is like our hot mic takes, we just keep and clip up ourselves.
Yeah.
You can't hide them, so just no reason to live.
It was a funny moment.
Exactly.
That it just deserved to have a little light. So, but I think Jake Brannon does a great job. I think he's been a very good addition to the broadcast team. He's very knowledgeable. He's easy to listen to. So I think he's done a good job. So, but when he fucks up, we got to call him out on it. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So fuck you, Jake.
Yeah. Fuck you, Jake.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, your fucking camera work, goddammit.
Keep up. Yeah. God. Yeah. Fix the cameras, Wally.
Jesus.
But I don't think Wally was there. I think that's probably why the shenanigans were really going on.
Probably.
Right. So Myrtle Beach Open. Now ACL made sure to post that this was the largest ACL Open event, I think, outside of Worlds ever.
And round limited.
It was round limited, yeah, which I don't think mattered. I think location matters more than format, obviously, right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what you say, round limit is not as popular as to the 21 format.
It's not as popular, but we've also proved that for the two lower divisions,
it doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
It really doesn't matter
even in
that
advance, it didn't really matter that much.
No.
So.
Let me see if I can pull up a tweet from Trey. He had like the exact
Trey tweet?
A Trey tweet. Trey tweet. Let's see. Tweet. So he said, confirmed by directors now, this Open in Myrtle Beach is now officially the largest Open in ACL history with over 1,000 unique players in attendance. The exact number was 1,095. That's pretty good. I mean, that's nice.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Again, Carolina area is like kind of another hotbed for cornhole. So, and again, we had a whole contingency of people go down from Ohio. It's warmer weather. You know, people get to go to the beach. You know, it's a good location. Location matters for the opens
for sure.
So it is good to see. You know what I mean? That over 1,000 people were there competing at an Open. So it's good stuff. So
sad for everybody who thought it could be like a potential vacation. There was a wicked storm that came through on Sunday. And it cut short for a bunch of people. So
yeah, was their drive back had to suck?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of people that struggled on the drive home.
I can only
up
imagine.
To Cleveland and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of weather.
Excuse me. All right, so in singles, I think this is a scary thing. I think for the league.
We've been saying it for a minute.
Sammy Soto takes it down over Jackson Gore, who again, Jackson Gore just coming off of another win. You can make the argument he's the hottest player in the country right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but Sammy Soto getting the win is, man, especially at an Open this size with a stacked field with most of the big name people there.
It's impressive.
It really is. So hats off to Sammy Soto. We've been talking about this kid for a few years now and just how good he is. And I expect big things from him this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say last year was a letdown. You know what I mean? It was his rookie
last
season.
year he was learning.
He was just overshadowed by a few of the other rookies.
Yeah.
But by no means did he have a bad rookie season.
No, not at all.
In third place, we had Justin Burton Jr. and Zach Aiken. And then fifth place, also bracket winners, Braden Wilson, Jacob Trzynski, Ethan Walker, and Ryan Trader. Now, if you were to tell me, don't tell me any of the standings, right? And those are the 8 names. Those guys that all took fifth, I would have probably thought were all winning their first match.
Yeah.
Right?
I
They
agree.
would have probably been the favorites going in. Braden Wilson, Jacob Trzynski, Ethan Walker, and Ryan Trader are probably 4 of the top 10 players in the country right now in singles. I mean, they won their bracket, but so tip of the cap, Justin Burton Jr. was looking better this weekend. I noticed, and we'll get into this in doubles a little bit, but he seemed to have a little different strategy with it being round limited. But it seemed to be paying off. I like to see him kind of getting back in the groove. Ever since his rookie year,
we'll wait till doubles.
In doubles, Eric Davis and Tony Smith take it down over Gage Landis and Logan Dupler. Cheyenne Bubenheim and Jordan Power take third, along with Justin Burton Jr. and Logan Chamberlain. Justin Burton Jr. and Logan Chamberlain in the semifinals played off against Eric Davis and Tony Smith. It was a really good match. It was very obvious that Burton Jr. was not shooting an airmail and was going to try to roll a bag.
Okay.
He hit a few of them, but he was going against Eric Davis, who was like, it's just kind of known for that shit.
Yeah.
And I thought that there was a lot of opportunities there for Burton Jr. to shoot an airmail. And I thought it was very interesting that he decided to go with the roll. And I wonder if this was a 221 format, if he would
Shoot
have
the
gone
bag.
airmail rather than roll.
Yeah. More opportunities to have a big round in a non-round limited game.
Correct.
In my opinion. So, yeah, I think he probably does adjust it for a round limited format.
But, I mean,
But the success is there. So, I mean, who are we to judge? I mean,
Eric Davis and Tony Smith, again, they just get another win. Eric Davis in round limited, though, man. The guy just doesn't seem to lose.
yeah. Dude, it's kind of bananas. He's so consistent in round limited.
The fact that they're just going the right direction.
I mean, he might be. I think he's the most successful round limited player we have to date.
No,
in the
I don't think
ACL,
there's
ever
even
since they've had the format.
I don't think
the
there's
king
question.
of round limited.
Oh yeah, without question. Second in the bracket, we had Jeff Reynolds and Lucas Householder,
Look at that. Hats off.
Chad Hunt and Tommy Sliker, Jamie Graham and Jacob Trzynski, and then Bobby Hunt and Tony Mayball or Anthony Mayball.
I like it.
Again,
It's a good crew.
You'll hear us talk a lot with Tommy later. This team does not get enough credit for how good of a season they had last year, but they got to win a fucking bracket.
They do.
They
They got to
can't
just get
just
over
keep
a
getting
hump.
there.
But they almost strike me as a team that once they do get over that hump, it wouldn't surprise me if they just rolled that success right into
That's what I'm
taking
saying.
it down.
They got to get there, and then people are going to start to notice.
Yeah,
No one remembers who takes second.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you got to win the bracket, but like losers like me will go back and look at that stuff, and like they are very good, and they play a very similar style game. They like slow, dirty bags. They're not afraid to fuck up the board, and it just messes with people, man.
It really does.
In the game of a clean board today, even with these kids all flopping and rolling and everything, they all talk about the same thing. Like, I'm trying to put 4 bags in a hole. Like, they're only blocking if they have to block.
Yeah. A block for most players nowadays is a missed bag.
I mean, we see it with the PPRs going up every fucking year.
Yeah.
We just see it. So, interesting stuff. But yeah, I mean, obviously, women's doubles, Cheyenne Bubenheim, Gina Ramirez again pulling out.
Take it
They're
down.
going to be a force to be reckoned with in doubles for women. So
For sure.
it could be interesting stuff. So, all right. So we have a whole slew of dramatic readings.
We're just gonna hop right into it.
So, man.
Let's do it.
All right. Whatever one you want to start with, you pull one up and
Let's
we'll
see.
roll with it.
Let's just go right in order here.
Okay.
Screw the sound bite. Right into the piano. Drama.
Addicted to Cornhole, Benjamin Combs. Man, the disrespect this guy has in a seniors match at that. Terrible attitudes carry on apparently in the golden years too. Shake my head. Brian Nauer is the name of the perpetrator. May you find some humility in your future, you bum. So this is, if you happen to catch it on Addicted to Cornhole, this was actually linked to a video clip of, I don't know if it was a seniors match or not, but it was a singles match. And this older gentleman misses a bag, his last bag short. So he walks down first while his opponent is entering in the score into the pad, and he's collecting the bags. But when he collects his opponent's bags, he chucks all 4 bags off the board onto the ground next to the bag. Super fucking petty thing. We both said the same thing. Like, we've done that to each other.
Yes.
When we're
100%.
like fucking around the yard, it's like one of our favorite dick things to do. Like, if I score 7 points on you, there's no way you're neatly just stacking 4 bags on the board next to me. One of them's like behind the board. You're gonna chuck one 5 feet away.
Exactly. And then you'll push one off the side of the board.
Doing it in like an actual competition though is kind of wild.
Hilarious. So petty.
It is super petty. Like, it's not great, but like I kind of love a little bit of it.
Now the worst part, like, they were still playing too.
Yeah.
This was not the end of the game, correct? Or was this the final?
No. They're still playing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why it was worse to me. If it was like he was entering the final score and he was walking down to get the bags, I would do that to someone like I knew to be funny or something, like messing with them. But it's still just, it's petty and I love it.
Would you, if you were playing against him, would you do something like the next round?
Yes.
Like, I'd go to pick up his bag, go to hand to him, like just drop it on the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd do something right back.
Yeah,
to
for
him.
sure. You know what I
just to
mean? Like,
mess with
yeah,
them.
yeah,
Like,
for
I don't
sure.
give a shit.
Just to let him know, like, I know
hey,
what
that
you
didn't
did.
bother me. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Some people are like, oh, you just act like it didn't happen. You just get, like, no, I'm going to let him know. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't win very much. Because, like, I'm going to be so focused on getting
true.
back on him.
Oh my God. I'm putting up 12 points on
Threw
you.
my
this
bags
round.
on the ground. My bags don't touch the ground.
I'll murder you.
I only throw those bags off.
It's my job to get them dirty.
All right, you want
I'm
to go
sorry,
next?
but we just had the TGL just pop on.
Yeah, so
for the first time.
Before we go to the next one,
Yeah.
if you're a golf fan at all, like, I don't know how many people listen to this. I'm just interested to see, is like anyone else excited for the TGL, like the Tiger and Rory
I'm pretty
Golf League?
excited to watch it, man.
It looks
Like,
sweet.
yeah.
I want to see how it translates on TV, but like automatically just watching it right now,
I'm watching these
I wanna
intros and I'm
go.
like, why is Cornhole not like this?
I
You
wanna
can't just have
go-
a camera watch like as they come down a
Yeah.
hallway and
I want to
and,
go.
like-
I want to go to a match
yeah, it looks fun.
for sure. All right. Anyways,
Yeah.
all right. So what's the next one?
Next one.
Okay.
I can read this one.
All right. I knew
I'll
you
save
would.
your voice.
I knew you would.
Save your
I knew you
voice.
would.
Just a regular old Facebook post from Jamie Graham. Coming soon, diss track for Tommy Bun-Ass Sliker.
That's your best Jamie Graham voice.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. Go ahead.
Jamie Graham continued. About like an hour later. I apologize for the post earlier. I won't be making a diss video regardless if I want to. It's a waste of my time and effort. You should be working on your game instead of wasting energy on me or energy on a stupid rap video.
Sammy Soto with the #1 comment. Got to cancel my Spotify premium now.
Sammy Soto and then Gavin Cano on the coming soon diss track. Gavin Cano wins best comment. It simply just says, "You can't rap." That's low-key just
I fucking love it.
hilarious. I died as soon as I read that.
I loved it. Okay.
Kudos to
First of all, this is going to be a very heavy episode, especially in the interview where we're talking. I don't want anyone to think that like this is an anti-Jamie Graham
No, not at
episode or we're anti-Jamie. I love Jamie Graham. We've talked about this 1,000 times. He lets things get to him and he fires things off. And listen, I thank God the Facebook gods were watching out for me.
Hey,
and I
this
just
is
happened to see the stuff unfold. And I didn't even know what he was talking about. When I saw a diss track, that he set up a red flag to me. I would have
Yeah.
never found out about this if it wasn't for his post.
exactly.
So then I went digging. I'm like, well,
boop, boop, boop,
if
connect the
they're-
dots.
yeah. So I
Who's
reached
got
out
a diss track.
yeah, who do I know that's in that circle of friends? Let me reach out to them. And then they put me in contact with Tommy. And then Tommy had no problem dropping it to us. So
Yeah.
first of all, let's admit, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's way better than I thought it was going to
entertaining,
be, right?
Yeah, entertaining.
Now, you're more of a music connoisseur than I
Yeah.
am. I didn't think it was
It
bad.
wasn't horrible. He was like, I didn't like the beat. It was like from a YouTube. I'm like, dude,
First
who
of all,
cares? It was just
if you
quick diss track.
listen
It's
when you
funny.
listen to the song at the end of the episode, I'm telling you, I think the whole thing's like 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
You have to listen
to the last 30 seconds
Yes,
because
the greatest lyrics are the last couple lines.
So I kept telling Dane, I'm like, just wait. Like the best part of the song is coming at the very end. It's very good. He dropped some very funny stuff. So.
Yeah. So and you'll get the whole backstory before in the interview, why there's a diss track and stuff. So like, there's just history there. We had to bring it to light because we love cornhole drama.
For sure.
Why
You
not?
drop a bag, and you're gonna have problems.
Yeah.
Are you gonna blow this one up again?
Blow it up.
Sweet.
Okay. Do you wanna read the top part first?
I was gonna pull it up on my phone.
Okay,
I can
man.
read off there.
Technology.
All right.
Look at that. Look at
We're good.
that.
Addicted to cornhole, KB Butler. Hashtag Myrtle Beach Open. Laughing emoji. I had to ask ChatGPT for some of the behavior I saw this weekend. ChatGPT, how to tell a parent their kid is a jerk in cornhole? Well, if you're talking about a child's behavior during cornhole games, you can approach the situation with humor and tact to avoid offending the parent. Here's a possible way to handle it. 1. Start with something lighthearted. For example, your kid's got some serious competitive energy in cornhole. 2. Address the behavior gently. An example, I've noticed they can be a bit intense out there, maybe bending the rules a little or getting under people's skin. 3. Focus on the game. For example, we all just want to keep it fun for everyone, so maybe they could tone it down just a notch. 4. End on a positive note. They've got some solid skills there. Future champion for sure. This way, you keep the conversation light and constructive, focusing on the behavior rather than on negative components.
You want me to take this one? All right.
So ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT. How to tell a parent their kid has poor sportsmanship. If a child is displaying poor sportsmanship, addressing it with the parent can be done respectfully and constructively. Here's how. 1. Choose the right moment. Pick a private, calm setting, ideally after the game or event, avoiding discussing it in front of others, especially the child. 2. Start with something positive. Begin with a compliment about the child to soften the conversation. Your kid is really passionate about the game and has some great potential. 3. Focus on positive behaviors. Mention specific examples of poor sportsmanship rather than generalizing. I noticed that during the game, child's name was really upset when they lost a point and yelled at the board.
Beautiful.
So that's how you can, talk to a parent about their kid being a jerk.
I completely 100% get the context to this post, right?
Yeah.
We all see it. And it's not always just kids. It can be some adults too, just not handling how to win or how to lose very well. It was funny. It's definitely a funny way to do it.
It was funny.
I definitely appreciate that. It's a tough situation.
Did you like what ChatGPT had to say though?
No, I mean, it's all bullshit fluff stuff. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to handle it. I think it just, as an adult, you just have to kind of just not do anything.
Yeah.
It's not your kid. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just you can say something to them, but you have to understand that they're going to look at you who the fuck are you?
Very true.
You maybe you can say something to the parent, but that's at your own risk. Cause if I have another parent and they're coming up to me and be like, hey, your kid's being an asshole, it's going to very much depend on how they're approaching me about the situation. If they're coming up hot and heavy like that, then we're going to have an issue. But if they're coming to me respectfully and be like,
yeah, most of the time you'll be like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do about it?
It's like when the teacher's kid, hey, can we talk to you for a second? And I already know, and I look at Logan and he runs away. I'm like, what's up? And they're like, oh, we're having issues with him. I'm like, oh, I know, me too.
Yeah.
So
Preach.
that's why. But guess what? I pay you. I pay you guys to deal with it. So how about that?
Do you guys know how to fix it?
Yeah, correct. Aren't you guys supposed to be doing this?
Such an asshole.
They're daycare kids. Come on. Okay. So these next two I thought were very good, compliments. So we're going to go. I'll read this one, and you want to read the next one right after this one?
Sure.
All right. Let's let it roll. All right. Addicted to cornhole, Bob Rainier. I've just returned from a 4-day trip to ACL Myrtle Open, which was extremely disappointing. The duration of each event was unacceptably long. The doubles on Saturday lasted over 15 hours, and Sunday was no better. In singles, 5 sets out of 97 were assigned to a 48-player bracket, which took over 7 hours. The tournament directors were ineffective and seemed indifferent. They failed to keep games moving or ensure players received notifications. Instead, they sat behind their tables, seemingly uninterested with signs in front of them, reading, "Leave me alone, math is hard." I think the best ACL employees were at the beer vending table that was moving at a better pace. As this was my 5th Open, I love the competition, but it may be time to move on. Interesting. And our rebuttal?
Dare I retort?
Dare you retort?
Let's see.
Retort them.
Retorted. Addicted to cornhole. Ethan Walker. I'm usually pretty critical of the ACL, but some of what y'all are saying is ridiculous. Let's look at some of the accomplishments from this weekend in Myrtle Beach. 1. Biggest open in ACL history. Nobody can come close to that. 2. We got to see high school and college student athletes compete for scholarship money on a national stage, ESPN. 3. We all got to see our professionals compete again on ESPN Plus all weekend. These are all things that people overlook. But sometimes we need to focus on the positives and trust that the ACL is doing great things. I'm tired of hearing the negativity again.
Now, I honestly don't know if this post was directly at the one before. It seems like it...
I think it's a general blanket statement of all of the negative ones. Because
Correct.
there were a lot of complaints about the length of the tournament and stuff, like that they took a while. I mean, I get it. Yeah.
I think Trey Ryder had a long comment on the guy's post. And one of the things he said, I think it kind of hit home a little bit. Can you go back to that post for a second?
Yeah.
All right, didn't get the whole thing. So basically, if you can't have everything that you want, right? So if all of a sudden they get a larger venue, set out more boards, the tournament's able to run faster, like theoretically, no matter how big if you have enough set up boards, like you get the tournament done in like 3 hours, right? Like you can get it done. If you have the size, but then
your
venue.
Your payout's going to be pennies,
correct,
compared to what it was.
Or payouts will be the same, but like you're going to have a larger entry fee.
Yeah.
So you're going to have somebody complaining about something no matter what. So I believe me, as a guy who has a family, and when you go to these opens, especially if it's kind of local and you want to get in and get out, like I completely get it, but it's also 1,000. It was the largest open ever.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I've been to a lot of open events, and I can tell you that the people sitting behind the desk, it might just look like they're sitting there, but they're constantly doing something there.
It's a lot going on those computers when they're sitting there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I would say just the best you can, just try to have patience.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you gotta, you take the bad with the good, just like both of these statements were saying. Yeah. Bob said some things that I understand can be very frustrating. But at the end of the day, you're there for cornhole for a weekend. Who cares if it's 15 hours?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a long day, but like, that's what you're getting your money's worth. Like,
I think it was a good sign for the ACL that this many people unique individual players came to compete.
Yeah.
Because again, like that's kind of the thing that the ACL is known for right now, is that their target audience are the people that want to try to compete to get better, and they want to compete at a high level. Mm-hmm. Like you're a competitive player, you go play for the ACL for the most part, right? But it sounds like the ACL wants to kind of switch gears and really throw a lot of their emphasis on like the casual player. How they're going to do that, I don't know. They're supposed to have some sort of like town hall meeting discussion type thing in a public forum. Like, I don't know if they're going to go Facebook Live or something. It's kind of the rumor right now that they're going to have that, and then Trey's supposed to join us afterwards. I haven't gotten like an official date when all this stuff's going to happen. I'm assuming it was going to happen sometime after this open.
Yeah.
But I would expect that to probably happen in the next week or two.
It's a hard group to peg, though. Like, it's hard to find the correct representation because of that, like, intermediate player. The ones that are going to attend a town hall held by Trey Ryder on the ACL platform are going to be the diehard honks still.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Not your...
He's not. This is not like a marketing pitch to try to get new people.
But I'm saying like some of these complaints though were from people that, like you said, it was his 5th open.
Yeah.
You think a guy like that's going to attend a town hall by Trey Ryder? Probably not. But he's somebody that is voicing legitimate concerns. So like, I just feel like the people that might attend that are a little more ACL happy.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion.
So I guess my question to Bob would be like, what would you prefer? Would you prefer that the tournaments run faster? Are you willing to pay more money or take less of a payout?
Yeah. You know what? They need to launch like a survey and literally give like money to your wallet if you fill it out. To everyone in the ACL
Like
wallet.
a free entry or something like that?
Yeah, do something like that. Like $10 off your next entry fee on the ACL or something, just to get legitimate facts from a survey.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Just saying.
yeah, no, it's not a bad idea.
It does work when you offer incentives like that.
I can see that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Or like a mail-in rebate or redeemable something.
But the things that Ethan Walker is saying is he's not wrong. Like, they are all really cool things. Like, they are good things. Like, the things that the ACL is doing and the fact that we're getting the exposure nationally, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's ESPN Plus or not, but, like, you're still going to get the casual viewer seeing it. The problem is, how do you get the casual viewer off the couch and then going to find an event? Because if you are a casual viewer and you go to the ACL's website and you try to find an event, their event thing sucks.
It does.
It's really hard to use.
It's not easy.
And then they might find a local bar or something that has a cornhole and like, they're using this thing called Scoreholio.
Yep.
All right, I'll just use that.
Yep.
So that to me, that's where the problem lies with them trying to go after like this grassroots effort. It's kind of already been monopolized, it seems like.
It really has.
Or a large market share. I don't know how much available there is to be still available, because you have to go after the local directors. They're the ones that are going to grow the grassroots.
Very true.
They're the ones that are going to be putting on these events. And they have not done anything, to my understanding, to make it beneficial for these local directors to go the ACL routes, unless they want to offer ACL points.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that they're targeting don't give a flying fuck about ACL points.
Yeah.
And that's where Scoreholio comes in.
Because that was my first
Cheap,
thought, was like, you
effective,
could
and
offer
always there, and
ACL
it always
points.
works.
I was just thinking, like, you could offer ACL points to do a survey, but guess what? Nobody really cares about ACL points anymore.
No.
Like, point chasing is not really becoming a thing any longer.
Why the fuck would I care anymore?
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean, not that I ever did. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true. Yeah, but if you were pursuing it, then you would care.
Unless
but now
you're
there's
trying
no
to go
real
pro.
reason to. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like, does winning or like coming top 100 in your state, does that mean anything anymore?
I think you get a jersey still, maybe.
A jersey, and like, are you entered into like a
Like the
tournament or
end of
something
year
like
tournament?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
I think it can give you a chance to compete, but that's where the points come in.
Or
But
like
you and I aren't
or
going
like you're
for that.
only able to go to like the pro qualifier or something like that, right?
Yeah,
that's how it
something
used
like
to be.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, bunker shot.
Crazy.
Interesting. All right. All right. You want to cue the rap horn?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Felt like blasting off.
I see that. You can reach us at Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Big Ass Cornhole.
And Facebook, because it's the one that he didn't mention, at Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. Thanks again to Draggin Bags. Again, head over there to grab their BBC bag. It's a sweet design. Like, not all jokes aside, I loved it when we got sent that thing. And,
I can't wait. Like, when we get our set, like I have so many ideas for like little funny commercials.
Oh, of course.
That we have a lot of fun with.
Like, pull it out.
Like, I already I had a break at work and I saw the picture of the bags. I typed out a whole commercial, sent it to Dan Lambert, and he's like, maybe you can't use Big Black Hawk, but you could use BBC. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fair enough.
Perhaps.
Fair enough.
But I was thinking some along the lines of like, you know, you want to make your wife blush, or like, I don't know, make your Valentine's Day a little happier. Give her a BBC, or turn your wife into a hot wife. Send her BBCs.
For sure. I'm just glad that you finally got that design over to him.
I mean, I just threw it up to him.
I like it though.
I like it too.
I would like to see some different color variation options.
Well, I think we can like switch up background or something, like do a border. We'll figure it out. It'll look sweet though.
For sure. If you are listening and you would like to support the show in any way, we would greatly appreciate it. You can do so by going to patreon.com/bigasscornhole. And for the price of beer a month, you can get access to bonus material like the video versions of our episodes we post on Patreon. Best of the Bags competition is going to be coming up, so we're going to be getting a lot of insight from you guys for that. And then, we do monthly happy hours. We don't do bag giveaways as much anymore, but exclusive sticker releases, all that kind of stuff. So, and I have had 2 ornaments sent back. So I got to look up the names again. But if you did not get your ornament and you were expecting one, just there's 2 of them that were sent back to me for whatever reason. When we wrapped them, in order to put them in a padded envelope, these things had to be within 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
We got them down to that, but I don't know if some of them just got
They
loose
must have just,
and they
yeah,
puffed up
opened
enough,
up,
and it
yeah.
was only 2 of them, so it kind of pisses me off. So I promise you, we'll get them out to you, just when I get
That's
back.
all right.
From
I mean, at
Texas.
least most of them made it, so we'll
Your
get the rest
Christmas
out.
tree in 2025 is going to look fucking ballin'. So yeah, but thanks for the patient. And so yeah, you go to patreon.com/bigasscornhole, and we greatly appreciate your support.
Heck yeah.
Hope you guys enjoy the interview with Tommy. He was very candid. Let us know all the backstory about the original beef that goes back a few years with Jamie Graham and him. And all the kind of the behind the scenes drama that went on with the Carolina Coasters.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at their roster from last year to this year, it's completely dismantled. And a lot of that happened at the draft day. And there's a big story behind that. And Tommy kind of fills us in on all that.
Drama.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta
So hope you guys enjoy. Next week's episode will be our TCL Fanatics episode. And then after that, I think it's best of the bags and stuff.
Ooh, coming in hot.
So we are in full swing, back
Love
in
it.
the cornhole realm. So hope you guys enjoy it. Have an awesome week. And as always, we hope you throw it straight. It's nothing but 4-baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later. Welcome back to another episode of the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. We are now joined by Mr. Tommy Sliker. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Nothing, man. So,
And for the record, on this show, you're
Yes.
also known as Tommy Sliker, Tommy Silker. There's several other derivatives
Thank
that
you,
Sean
man.
has called you. So this is the same man, Tommy Sliker.
it is.
Just wanted
yeah.
to give
Tommy
everyone.
Sliver.
Yeah, listen. Okay, you were telling us before we started recording that at least I didn't butcher it as bad as the pizza delivery guy.
Yeah. So yeah, because I'm too old school to like use the app.
Yeah, of course.
So now if you call, it goes to India and they order on the app. So then, so they're like, Tommy Sliker, or whatever, and then it's like, boom, butchered.
That's the best way. I haven't even thought of it. Like that's totally what they
Yeah,
do.
that is funny.
Fuck yeah. Well, okay. What kind of pizza did you get?
Pepperoni and ham.
Pepperoni and ham.
Oh,
Did you go
okay.
a little?
All right. Did you just go their standard pizza?
Well, another translation error, but I said standard, and they gave me the cheese crust.
Oh, how was it? I haven't had
Yeah,
that from
I
Papa
was
John's.
Not mad.
I
I mean, are you ever mad at this stuff?
He probably heard your last name. He's like, this guy would like some cheese in his crust. He just don't even know.
Schleifer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like the Papa John's, their flatbread pizza is actually pretty good. Like their thin pizza, it's pretty good.
Good for you, man.
I'm just
I
saying,
was like
thin
the
crust.
Standard,
Yeah.
Same here.
I don't
I'm
want to
gonna-
mess with it. Like once I ate it, I was like, I'm not messing with that. Like,
So is
it's
Papa John's like your go-to like chain pizza place?
Not really, but so technically it's Little Caesars.
Really? Okay, we don't have that many around here.
we really
anymore.
don't. Yeah, we
Now
used
in
to.
college, trust me, like hot and ready.
Dude,
You might as
right-
well. That could have been my middle
Sit,
name.
yeah, just sit right there.
Yeah, so my son just loves pizza, so he wants it all the time. So
All right.
you don't have to order anything; you just go pick it up. It's convenient, but not where I would choose to go.
Fair enough. Yeah. Like I like it to go to like an actual like pizzeria, like
Yeah.
a real
I
like
would've loved
brick
that. That's
oven or
what I was looking
something.
for.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Convenience for pizza is the reason why we order it 99% of the time.
Now, are you a Domino's guy now? Like it's for like chain
We do switch
places?
it up quite a bit. Like we'll get pizza from like 6 different spots, but I don't mind Domino's though. It's
Okay.
not horrible.
It's not bad. We typically do
I
Marco's.
can't do Papa John's.
We do Marco's.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, my wife is like, she gets stuck in her head that Pizza Hut is good. Pizza is
It's
not good.
No,
It's
it
not
hasn't
good.
been good since like the 90s.
Yeah, but she listen. Sometimes it's not worth fighting that battle.
Be honestly, like Papa John's is the one pizza I can't eat, and I hate
It baffles
saying
me.
it. It's the one sauce that gives me heartburn. It's
Oh,
the
I-
one
alright, I
thing
can-
in
I
this
can understand
world
that.
that gives me heartburn,
Fair enough.
and I
That's
don't.
sort of where Domino's went. Their garlic crust kind
Yeah,
of like
but so good though going in.
it's so good,
But coming out
also
the next day,
like-
too. It
Yeah,
sucks.
I mean, I think I just experienced that
Oh,
because
shit.
we actually just got Domino's today. So yeah, it was funny we're having this conversation.
So, Tommy, how many kids do you have?
Two, boy and girl. Sophia, she's 11. Michael's 10.
Okay. All right. So you're starting to get like they're like a fun age, I think, right? Like they're starting to do stuff. Like they're a little bit more independent.
So yeah, that's a good way to describe it for sure. you know, they're pretty close together, so they're also at a very fighting age.
Oh, dude, yes, it's the worst. It's the worst. Mine are younger. Mine are 7 and 4. But like, do you feel like you're starting to get your life back now? Because like, there's a period of time when they're growing up, like, you know what I mean, like finding babysitters a little tough. Like, you can't really trust them. Like, just chilling by themselves. State doesn't like it either.
I mean, I don't know, because we don't trust anybody, and like I don't think we've ever had a babysitter, so it's not about that or anything. It's just
I get that.
it's still kind of the same. Like,
You're getting closer though.
yeah,
There's light at the end of that tunnel.
it's fun. Like, I play Fortnite with my son. Like,
Oh, that's
all the
cool.
time, so
My
that's
kids just
awesome.
started, so we got a Switch for Christmas, and my kids finally started seeing the light in video games. And like, my wife can't say anything if I'm playing with the kids,
Exactly.
like, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
like, I'm just getting them hooked. Like, they're already geared up on like Mario Kart,
I mean, have you?
Mario Tennis. and-
Nora likes Legos. Have you done Lego Fortnite with her yet?
Not yet.
You need to.
Not
It's
yet.
fun.
So
The,
no, I'm
the one
excited.
downside I found about that is you end up playing with your son so much, and you feel terrible about hanging with the guys and playing more, you know.
Yeah.
So then it definitely cuts that down a ton.
I mean, listen, I don't have friends anymore besides Dane. Like, I really have like no friends. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, friends
that
that I
mean?
regularly hang out with. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, I
just-
have friends.
yeah,
right?
well, you do, but you don't have kids. You know what I mean? So
That's
like, that's
true.
where it happens. Like, your friends get replaced by like your children, and like that's just your whole life. So do they think it's cool, or what do they think about like that their dad's like a pro cornhole
Oh,
player?
they love it.
Do they?
Oh gosh, I thought you were still talking about Fortnite. Because like they call me a pro, whatever. Which I'm not, obviously, but they're just like, yeah, and when they kill me, all his friends are just like, I just killed a pro player. But they're talking Fortnite. But yeah, so no, nobody thinks Cornhole's cool, like in my family. So
Yeah, same here.
everybody does, but my kids don't. Sorry.
No, I got you. So how did you get here? So like, you sent me an old clip, and we'll get into some of that stuff later. But like, 2 or 3 years ago was that video that you sent me? How long ago was that?
Yeah, a little after COVID. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so that's like an inside joke real quick. But like, everyone, so for some reason, when they talk about cornhole, when they got started, they don't say the year or anything. They just say like a little after, before COVID.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. We know the general time frame.
It's a moment in time that's like just stamped.
But yeah, no, about, I would say 4 years ago.
Okay.
It was wild. Like, I just hung out with my buddies, rode 4-wheelers and stuff like that. And they started, actually, you might know these people, but they started growing cornhole in, they call it the coop. It was a chicken coop. And
Okay.
they would clear it out on Friday nights or whatever and just start throwing.
Oh shit.
And just a few people, and it just started growing, and people just throwing $5 down and playing single elim blind draws all night. And it was a blast, you know.
Hell yeah.
No one really took it serious or anything, but so the guy that started running that, his name's Avery Snipes. Have you heard of him or no?
I've heard the
He
name.
won
Yeah.
college. He won college.
Yeah.
With Angel Camarena.
Okay.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Okay.
All
I
right.
do.
So
I remember that.
those guys, you know, Avery started all of that really and got me into it. And he was so good at the time. I was like, I just didn't know anything about it. I was throwing overhand, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and so I thought I was pretty good overhand. And then I didn't realize you throw 27 feet, how far that is. And
Yeah.
you got to have, the bags are like different sides and stuff. I was like, I got to learn how to throw underhand. So I bought a set of boards and started practicing. And it was
How
fun.
long did it take you to get like to the point where you're like, yeah, I can play at the pro level? Like, was there a tournament that you won, or was there a moment that you're like, okay, yeah, I can hang with these dudes?
Okay, yeah. I think I know kind of what that time went. So it was probably the first time I podiumed at a regional.
Okay.
It was right before Worlds, maybe 2 years ago, something like that. Yeah, I've podiumed my first regional ever. That I've been to a bunch of them, but I finally did it. You know.
Okay.
I actually played I lost twice to Chad Hunt in that one.
Okay.
But I was throwing gas. Like, people started posting my PPRs.
I think
stuff.
Chad came on our show like that next week, because I'm pretty sure he had just come off a regional win, and I think he gave you a shout out. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure because that's when the first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and this was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, because before we went Erie, because we.
Yeah,
It was right before Worlds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I know it's kind of an off topic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just how my brain works.
It's all a blur.
It is. So, you and Chad last year had a tremendous season, and I don't think like you guys got enough credit. You guys were. There were two teams last year that like I thought were just outside the top 10, and like when it came to like power rankings, just because like you guys just were having a hard time finally getting over the hump and winning your bracket. You know what I mean? But you guys took second in your bracket like almost every time. It was like you guys and then Bernadette and Lopez. You know what I mean? Or like every time you saw a bracket, it's like, oh, well, the same names are there. You just couldn't get over the hump. Like, do you guys look at last season as an overall success?
Yeah, for sure. I would say so. I mean, I think we finished like 11th, I think.
Yeah.
For sure, because if you listen to any podcast or anything before the season, I mean, or even friends telling me, oh, you might be able to be top 50, you know?
Yeah.
Things like that. When I mentioned I was partnering with him, and it's like, yeah, you might, you know, we were all worried more about being top 50, you know? So being 11, yeah, that was great. And really, you know, I didn't want to go, to be honest, I didn't even want to go win a bracket for a while there because it was like 2 weeks later. And I was like, it's a long,
that's good.
like,
I mean, that's a good point.
All the way. I'd have to book a flight. I'd have to do all this random stuff. It's going to be difficult for sure. So
do you have like sponsors and stuff to help offset those costs?
So yeah, I had a bag sponsor. I mean, LCL, the Lexington Cornhole League, that was, you know, it doesn't really run anymore, but it was running at the time. They helped me out a little bit. You know, Myrtle Misfits,
okay,
who doesn't really run anything anymore either.
That's crazy, man, because they were so big when we started out.
They really were.
That's crazy.
What?
Just new blood coming in, man, because it's just like when we started out, Myrtle Misfits were like a staple.
Yeah, they're just on cruises now. I saw them for the first time in a long time just now at Myrtle Beach because they live pretty close there.
Yeah.
So it was good seeing them again.
Sure.
Yeah.
What are you guys going into this season? What are you guys like? What are your expectations? I mean, obviously finishing 11th. I mean, that's you have to be on everybody's radar now. You know what I mean? Like, there's no more like dark horse team aspect to you guys because you guys you proved it time and time again last year. So, do you guys feel like you can take it to the next level and like jump into that top 10?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Feel good about I mean, we got our two opens. We were kind of like, we just needed those top, you know, finishes. And we got a top, I think we got a fourth at the last open.
Okay.
And we got, you know, second at this one. And we're not even really throwing our best yet. So I feel like, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
We could get top 10, but we're really, honestly, more focused on top 24 because, or whatever it is. Because if you can requalify this year, it should be good. We're going to see what happens. Just cutting all them players down, it's got to help us out because I do have trouble with sponsor type stuff like that. And
it's expensive, man.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
so I kind of just broke out the wallet for this year. I took my family to a few things. You know, we're just going to enjoy this season.
Yeah.
And see what happens. But if I can't get, you know, if it doesn't improve a little bit that wise, I'll just go to advanced because I've got my advanced buddies whispering in my ear like, dude, you would kill it here. Like, you'd be rich.
Do you think that's going to be pretty, like, do you think that's going to be a move we'll see a lot going forward? Like the guys that like don't requalify, right? And there's going to be a lot of really good people that don't qualify and they're going to go to advanced. Will those people still then try to make it back into pro, or do you think they're going to find success in advance and then live? And then will the true playing field finally level out? Will advanced be advanced? Because then no longer am I an advanced player, really.
That's true.
Like I should be a competitive player.
For sure.
But right now I'm advanced because I think everything gets knocked up because there are so many pros.
You might even be below competitive.
Amen,
nowadays.
brother. Seriously. After some of my performances recently, yes. I completely agree. Yes. Correct. I don't know.
I definitely think there's going to be more exit. Like on even maybe I wouldn't be surprised if people out of the top 100 are exiting a little bit just because of how crazy it's gotten.
I feel like the only way I feel like the only way the ACL can really like entice you guys to want to stay is if they let it out early. That being like, listen, yes, we're keeping the top 100, and next year those 100 people are going to be paid by the league to play. Yeah. I mean, then all of a sudden it becomes real cutthroat on who makes it.
Yeah, for sure.
You talk about
all of a sudden that pro qualifier is going to be.
I don't know if that's next year, but I think that's coming. You know what I mean? But how many guys can afford to be patient that long? I mean, these guys that are like in their early 20s, once they're off mom and dad's insurance, like what the fuck do you do then? Yeah. Like, do you have to go get a big kid job and you just can't keep waiting around?
Pretty much.
You know, winning $1,000 or something at a tournament is great money when you're 20 years old and you have zero fucking expenses. You know what I mean? But when you start having a mortgage and a family and all this stuff, man, I tip my cap to you guys that can handle it all.
Yeah. Like just this past weekend, it's like, hey, we won some money like to cover, you know, what we just did, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like I made money, you know?
Breaking even, sweet.
I got second in bracket, probably, like, I don't know exactly what the payout is on that, but probably covers, you know, my expenses mostly, maybe a little bit more of my next trip.
I got you. I was trying to think. I was just going to ask you something, Grant. Completely random.
Were you?
I completely lost what I was going to say. Do you have any questions? I was so locked in. I was about to ask it. It like just completely slipped away.
Would you ever consider shaving your beard into like an elaborate design for the season?
Not what I was going to say, but all right, I like it.
An elaborate design.
Or like dye it like with some cool colors or something for the season. Really stand out.
No.
Frost the tips, like just do a reverse frost tip, like on the bottom side.
I mean, it might accidentally happen from my queso or something. Every now and then.
Something we can relate to.
That's about as colorful as my beard's gonna get.
For sure. So you kind of came on to the scene a little bit for me this past weekend because I started seeing posts on Facebook about something that had been dropped, right? And if you're listening to the episode right now, you might have heard a little snippet of that as the intro song, right? And if you're still listening to this point, if you hang around to the end, the rest of the song might be there.
Wow.
Apparently there's a lot more to the story. So there's some history with you and Jamie Graham, right? You guys are relatively from the same area, kind of? Is that safe to say?
Yeah. I mean, Carolina Conference, I consider everybody in the same area.
Yeah, agreed. So you want to just like walk us through like the backstory and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess so the first beef with him started, so I obviously, when I started in the coop, right, like I didn't have aspirations or anything, but I started watching cornhole to get better, and it was fun to watch. So like the coaster team that I ended up getting drafted to, like I was like idolizing them for a while there, you know. So, and Eric Davis, he's still my favorite player of all time, you know. So but you know, Jamie's along those lines, like he's one of the best to ever do it. So you're trying to figure out as a person with aspirations how they can be so consistent and all that. So then the first time I ever play him is at that Chucktown Throwdown, which I sent you a little video of. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Were those slide right bags?
Oh my gosh, worse.
It was definitely suede and duck cloth or something?
It was some kind of carpet. The best I can describe them is like Tony Smith's Combats.
Yeah, because they were slow as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell
you
guys were.
Stopping on a dime.
It was an 11 fast side though.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Tony Smith's Combats, basically.
Okay.
I loved them.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
They were fun. Like I was flopping, and I couldn't even really roll that good at that time. So
I still can't.
Yeah,
No,
it's fun. So and the wind's blowing and stuff. Like it's really not that serious of a game or anything. And it's a charity tournament. You know, it did have a big payout, but it was kind of expected to give some back, and then the entry fee was like $100 a person. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know, a lot of money going to charity there, and my buddy asked me to play in it. I think one of my buddies from the LCL had tickets for free, just so I got in with Nick, and we ended up like losing to them for the king seed or something. Then we double dip them, but in the process of that, I dropped a bag.
Yeah.
And it started all that drama.
So just to like people that are listening to this at home, it was on camera, it was on a live stream. You sent us the video, and so I watched the entire match. And Jamie was about to throw. He was in his backswing, and you were flipping a bag like you always do. Like I kind of paid attention to that going through the matches.
Yeah.
Like, is this something that you're a fidgeter? You know what I mean? Like before your throw, you're constantly tinkering, flipping, playing with the bag. Well, just in Jamie's backswing, you just happened to drop a bag. You flipped it, you missed the catch, it hit the ground. Apparently, it distracted Jamie, and he missed the bag 2 inches to the left. And so it was hole high, 2 inches to the left, but Jamie didn't like it. You can see there's some discussion back and forth, but the microphone had cut out. So I'm assuming Jamie wanted to count that bag as burned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was arguing that you threw it.
I asked if he could have it back. I think we're gonna do it. Like I said, it's not an ACL event or anything.
Yeah.
There's really no referees.
Yeah.
But he wanted to leave it there because he thought he was gonna win anyways. Like it was almost like a confidence thing the way he said it. It was like it's like no, leave it. Like he's gonna teach me a lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was like, but at the same time, I felt terrible. I didn't mean to mess him up or anything like that. So I ended up just saying right before that, I said, I'm missing this one on purpose. And I threw it to the left of the hole,
Yeah, it's fair.
And I thought, at that time, nothing was really made of it anymore. And so I thought we was okay, at least. He didn't talk to me anymore, but I was like, all right. But we ended up double dipping in a crazy way, really. And by the way, the drinks here are free. With our $100 entry fee, excuse me. And it just, he kind of went off on me. Both of them did. And the thing is, they knew the guy who ran it, and he wasn't paying attention, and he just kind of assumed the two pros would be in the right,
Yeah.
And so it just started this whole thing, and it kind of devastated me there for a minute. And I had my partner just trying to talk me out of it, because I just felt so guilty about it.
Yeah, but it was here's my thing is, it's a bad look for Jamie in that aspect because you're still the pro player. Yes, even if it distracts you for one shot, you let it get to your head for the rest of the game. Because the game, it wasn't like the game was lost that round.
Yeah.
You guys still played like 5 extra rounds after that. You know what I mean? Like, so it wasn't like that big of a deal.
Yeah, well, I think that was the first game too.
No, it was game 2.
No, it was game 2.
It was game 2.
Yeah.
And you guys were down big. Like you guys started to mount to come back, and something like so. It was interesting. But it definitely did not look intentional.
What my wife was saying on the way home too was just like, they're the pros. Like that shouldn't distract them that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To just
100%
completely ruin their game. Like, how do they play in a world championship on TV then?
So I know the one thing I did notice about when I was watching you play is that you had like that little step over. Like, did you carry that up until last year, and then like obviously you're gonna have to adjust this year?
Yeah, I did adjust. Well, adjustment was like really easy to me because I guess the way I try to get better is I experiment,
Okay.
So I've never been like even on I think even on broadcast and stuff, you'd see me stepping for one round and then not stepping the next.
Okay.
So
it's a man after your heart right
I know,
there.
I love it. I love it.
Mine
and
too.
Because it's like I threw a 10 out. Like, let me try not stepping or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But but I don't do that anymore. I feel comfortable, right? Like for a good bit with my new throw, but it really came down to health things. So my knees just weren't very good. So I felt like I had to change something.
Okay.
So that's when I started trying to. Well, it was that, and then there was a consistency of like I would have these amazing games, and then go into the next game, and I just would throw a 7 or something. Like,
Oh,
and
I know how that
was
feels.
like, how do I do this? How do I do this all day long? And that it eventually came to stepping, almost like, like I don't know. It was just too exhausting. Like I'd be soaking sweat after 30 rounds when I wasn't stepping like that. So it's just easier on the body, I feel like. So I had to figure out how to step. So then it kind of waffled, for a while there, because I'd be like, wasn't confident enough, I guess, or didn't do it enough.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Or tinkering.
For sure.
Tinkering can make perfect too.
All right, so we get this. So your first interaction with Jamie is not great, right? And then fast forward though, you end up getting drafted though by the Coasters, right? Ironically, right? Like, and like the Coasters did a nice job because you guys had a lot of homegrown people.
Yes, exactly, and they knew I wanted to be on the team. I'm like super proud. Like and I kind of got that from Trevor Brooks, I think, but I'm just like super proud of all our people. Like, because I feel like when you see someone like Jackson Gore, right, when I open, I feel like a part of it because
for sure, that's awesome.
One of the guys right there facing them every other weekend, pushing them and stuff like that. So I love seeing my guys do good.
I think if more people had that mindset, it would be a way better community.
100%.
I truly believe that.
Yeah.
And I think that mindset, unfortunately, is very rare. Like the authentic ones. You know what I mean? A lot of people can say that, but you know what I mean? The way you're conveying it, like, I believe it. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's very cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Yeah. So, I want to be a coaster. Like, there was no doubt about it. I mean, I even like messed up in the combine a little on purpose because they didn't have a first round pick. This wasn't collusion or anything.
Yeah.
They never told me to do that, but I knew they didn't have a first round pick. There was a few projections that I might go in the first round or whatever. So, like I threw an 84 deck around, I think, some in the 80s for sure. But the combine was kind of brutal because, I mean, I don't need to throw 400 air mails or something. Like, I feel like
that's crazy
good enough. And so I'm like, I know it wasn't 400, but it felt like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it worked out because Jamie had already apologized to me at this point. And we aren't close or anything, but like just at an open or something when I played against him, he just it was kind of awkward, but still,
Yeah.
He just kind of apologized for it, like, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm sorry too for dropping the bag,
We know that all too well with Jamie. I mean, I'm sure we'll have a conversation about having this with him eventually. And
Jamie's not a bad guy. Jamie's just he's a competitor and he gets caught up in the moment of things. But like, I think it's also a character thing that he'll come back and at least apologize.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that's
he'll own up to it.
A lot of people wouldn't do that. So
very true.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So no, they squashed the beef, as they say, or whatever. But so yeah, we got drafted, had the awesome, like, a great night. Like, it was so fun. It was like free beers. I'm over there. We're all just like trying to figure out what's going on. Like, this guy's a dog, and it was just so fun. Like hearing everybody's opinions on different people, and we had it ended up being good because we got second.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So beers and fun led to success in cornhole. It's crazy. That's nuts.
Oh gosh, and that and the Georgia Sliders losing their last game. I don't know if you know that, but it came down to literally the last game if we would make the playoffs or not.
Thank you, Georgia.
So we were all standing there and watching, like behind them, just praying Georgia would like miss a
Sorry, we're pretty big fans of Georgia losses here too.
And you guys have like, if you look at structure for how it used to be set up, you guys had a really strong team. I mean, you guys had you and Chad, right? You guys had Trevor and Berkeley. You had Eric and Jamie if they chose to play together. I mean, right there, that could be that you would consider most teams would love to start with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it felt like a team built for the lights, you know.
Yeah.
Because we had the one time we were on the broadcast, we won in good fashion.
Yeah.
And but then we'd wake up, you know, at 9 a.m. and have to play, and we're just all like, I don't want to be here. You know? And so it was different, you know. But I kept seeing if we could somehow squeak in, we're winning this thing, which we didn't, but came close enough. And because also we were in that area, we're kind of used to it, and I think that's an advantage. And then having which this didn't even play a factor. We had Dawson Manuel, you know, he was the one elite player, I think.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to play a factor, like people not being able to travel because the for some reason teams was way before all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like, it made me think, like, if we can squeak into the playoffs, we'll have our whole roster here, and other teams might not.
That's true. That's very true. That's a good point. So then how did it kind of transpire from there? Because so you guys had a good season, and then going into follow that up.
Yeah, so I started out as the water boy, and I loved it too. Like, I was buying everybody beers, man. I was just trying to get them right to play, and we just struggled to start the season. But I think it was either national number 2 or 3. I think it was number 2 that I got the first trade threat from Jamie. And this is so in the on the CBS broadcast, I hit 4 airmails straight to end it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to hit 4 airmails to start on the next broadcast, which was like the YouTube one or whatever.
Okay.
And I told him I told everybody I was doing it, and he was legit like saying if I did that, I'm traded, you know. And at the time we had like no chance almost of making the playoffs. So I was like looking at Chad, like, is that a threat or a promise? Like, like, you trade me now, I might make the playoffs. So I just thought that was funny. He was threatening me with that. And I didn't
sound like Amari Cooper.
I didn't take it too serious enough to where that would really. But I guess I did. But yeah. So he threatened to trade me. It was against the Marauders too, which is kind of funny because I told Chad I was going to go get a Marauders jersey, and I was gonna throw 4 airmails and then just put it on. But anyways, he gave me an out, which was to talk trash to Jordan Power, and he's like, if I said a few things to him, I could do it. So it all worked out.
Okay.
But that was the initial, like, hey, you know, you're not safe here.
Were you surprised when you were ultimately traded to Michigan?
No.
And it wasn't just you; it was you and Chad went over together, which is a big get for Michigan, man. Like, again,
that
you guys
part
are
surprised me.
Yeah, man. Like, you guys are
trading Chad and Frank and Berkeley was big surprise. Yes.
Yeah.
Trading me, that was written on the wall already, pretty much. So
what went down last year when you guys lost to California in the finals? Like, what happened there?
Oh yeah.
Or whenever you guys lost to them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you're talking about Chad and Trevor getting into it?
Yeah.
Trevor, was being Trevor. And see, my stance on Trevor is you take the good with the bad, Yeah.
And,
so
I think that's a great way to put it.
100%.
Yeah. So he was, he's just honest, like brutally honest. And the coasters didn't show up to play. And people got tired of hearing it,
I get it.
Yeah. So it was actually at the very end, and he just looks me in my eyes because me and him were supposed to play Game 7. And he just looks me in the eyes, and he's like, we would have thrown 12s, And I was like, yeah, no. And then
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Chad's like, you didn't do anything to get us here, blah, blah, blah. Because Trevor got suspended for the last one, for the last national. So he missed the whole last team. So he didn't go national. And he also was in a boot from the.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he broke his ankle or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. From me, we were wrestling. And that's kind of why I wanted to.
We were wrestling.
Yeah, we were wrestling at Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's so Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. We're not just
It's
skating
actually
past this. So, wait. How did you guys end up wrestling at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Okay. Actually, so I was there, and him and Jeremiah Ellis were just going at it, right? And Trevor's just telling him how much better Jamie is than him.
God damn it! I wish
Jeremiah's just losing it, And so they end up getting like face to face, and we're watching the fights and stuff. So I took a picture of it and posted it on Addicted to Cornhole, and I was like, these UFC fights got me, whatever. I can't remember, but yeah. So. Or I was like the main card or something. I don't know. But
I love it.
Yeah, it goes kind of viral. Like everybody ends up seeing it, and Trevor sees it, and he's like, "It looks like we're kissing," And I was like, "No, dude, it's like a face off," And then he's like, "Let's wrestle" or something like that. And he's like, "I'll body slam you" or whatever. And I was like, "Okay." And
Go ahead.
let me see it, man. And
See, there's something like
I
you don't mess with a
believe
man
it.
that calm in that situation, though.
No.
Like if you just say okay, yeah, then you're like, oh god,
Yeah, right.
what does he know?
I did believe him. I just wanted to see it, but and he really did get the better of me there for a minute. But just I'm a lot heavier than him. And I like rolled on his ankle.
Oh,
I was like, I don't know if this is allowed. Like, do you edit out your podcasts or whatever?
Usually
can.
not.
Stuff, or-
We can bleep.
Well, yeah, I was like, this ain't the UFC. He was on top of me, and I was like, this ain't the UFC. I'll grab your, you know what?
Yeah.
And
You can say Johnson, member.
Oh yeah, you can say whatever you want.
wiener,
Yeah.
your
I
testes.
said, this ain't the UFC. I'll grab your nuts.
There you go.
And then I acted like I was not gonna actually do that, but I just did that, and then I rolled on top of his ankle, and
It's a great escape method, honestly.
Listen,
He shot like amazing in that boot too, though. But you were kind of like he had just started throwing again right before Worlds, so you really didn't know what to expect.
yeah.
So yeah, so it just he just got into some trouble there. He ended up missing thing, and Chad didn't like that. He's kind of trashing the team a little bit.
I get that.
Yeah, I mean,
Again, it's
I
two
don't think anybody
competitors.
is just-
and,
yeah.
yeah, correct.
Like,
just team infighting.
no, yeah, you want your team to you want to sympathize with them, and try to cheer them up.
And then eventually,
Like, that's how
so I'm assuming this also bled over to between Trevor and Jamie then.
Yeah. So is that night he actually dropped me and Trevor, but after the escalation with Chad, Trevor, he dropped Trevor, and then he said he basically needed me to agree that was the right thing to do, or he was good, and I just wouldn't agree to it, and so he dropped me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then I had to go back to the Airbnb with Chad, and then make sure he was cool, because both these guys are my partners,
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it get weird like that at all?
I mean, when they almost fight like that, yeah, but not usually.
Are you and Chad pretty tight? Or have you guys become closer since playing together?
Oh yeah, we became way closer now. We weren't that close. I just respected him super as a player, when we first partnered up.
Yeah.
Didn't know him too well.
He's an interesting
now-
cat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
He's a very interesting dude. I enjoy hanging out with him. He's
You
a very
respect
cool
him
dude.
as a player. I respect him as a player.
Yeah.
Nah. I don't know about his game. Outside of the game.
So all the stuff boils down, and then you make a diss track, right? For lack of better terms. How long ago did you make this?
I think it was like last Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was pretty recent. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, I started working on like lyrics like a long time ago, probably
Okay.
like right after the draft, because it was like that one at the end with Berkeley. It was like that one just was obvious, and I was like, bro, I was like, I should make that track.
I literally told Dane we're listening to the song. I'm like, no, you have to wait till the end.
Here's
I'm like, my
here's
two
the best
favorite
line.
lines are there, and it's the one about Berkeley and the one about posting pictures of was it steak and eggs or something like that on Snapchat?
Bacon and eggs,
Bacon
yeah.
and eggs on Snapchat. I was dying.
Yeah, so that was like the one that I came up with like immediately, and I was like, now I got to find a bunch of other words.
If you would
So
have
that
worked in
just-
carnivore, that would have been nasty.
That's
What's
true.
Carnivore?
The carnivore diet that he was on.
Oh,
Was he like Harry Mack over here, Sean?
That's all right. Just so, is this the first time you've ever done something like this, or have you like recorded other things?
yeah. I've done a lot of like raps like that. Like one of them's about I'm a web developer. Like I did
Oh,
one
shit.
on that. So that got like the Drupal is what it's called, the CMS I use, but that got that community like going a long time ago,
Sweet.
and so it's just funny. I like to do this type of thing. Like I just like to. I'm never gonna like rap like
Yeah, I
about
got
the
you.
things that I don't actually do, or whatever. So
It's very.
Well,
It was
it's kinda
honestly,
fun
it was
to
very
rap.
well done. It was well done. I was wondering if like I'm like, oh, I wonder if you got with Chad, and like you can
No,
you
I just
need to
sent
do
it
a
to him.
remix. You need to do a remix of some sort, but have Chad in it. You know what I mean? Like that'd be cool.
yeah, I think I might like. There's a chance I'd spark something in him. I don't know. He likes it, so
Let
maybe we can do. a
let Berkeley
remix.
hop in on it. I would just be interested to hear him try and rap.
Well, you have to have some sort of like a Trevor Brooks inlay, like of him, just something he says. You know what I mean? That's real subtle somehow. I think
That's
would
true.
be killer.
That is true.
I wanna hear Jamie's rap.
Apparently, he's
Did
not
you
doing it
see him
anymore
post
though.
that, or no?
Apparently, he's not doing it anymore. He said he apologized for making that post, and he's got more. He's got better things to do with his life.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. He said something about like instead of making a stupid rap, focus on cornhole or something. And I just thought that was funny because I was like, I got a full-time job, kids,
Right.
and I made a rap, and I'll still beat you in cornhole. Yeah.
Well, like
So I just thought that was funny.
I do try to remind people that like in the cornhole world, like that's great. Being a pro player is like awesome, but like in the regular world, like it doesn't mean shit. You know what I mean? Like
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
No, but I think Marauders are a team definitely going into the season that like we got to look at. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're going to be pretty serious contenders. I think that they did a very nice job. So shout out to Shermer Horn. I know he
Yeah.
listens and
Oh,
he
yeah.
wanted to.
Orchestrated it
I
well.
thought they did great. I mean, I already like.
He's already
saw
rocking the
some of
hat. He's like the
praise.
true dude.
Yeah. Well, I got a flag too. I'm supposed to pick up sometime. I wish I had it, but I forgot to pick it up.
It breaks my heart that you guys are all like from Michigan though. Like I just can't.
Yeah, I mean it does suck.
I like you guys as people,
We're
but
not
as a
all
team.
from Michigan.
I know, but like you still rocking their stuff, and it's like, and they were like, it's Michigan and with Ravens colors. Like
Yeah.
it's just so gross to me. Like every bit of it's wrong.
like doubly bad.
Like just
man.
goddamn. Like the only thing is like, if you guys had like black and gold socks, I'm just fucking about to lose it. So this completely random question, but I heard it today and I thought it was kind of funny. When you're eating, do you finish eating and then take a drink, or do you like take drinks while you're
Who
eating?
asked that?
So say that one more time.
So when you're eating,
yeah.
do you finish eating and then take a drink? Like completely finish your meal, then take a drink? Or are you like I'll take a drink like while like throughout the meal eating?
I take a drink while I'm eating.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Tommy, what about you?
After.
After? See, that's why it baffles me that there's so many people on your side because like I think the beverage is a pretty important choice.
Yeah.
Based on the meal, right?
Mhm.
Like it can vary 100%. So like I want to take a sip of it like throughout the meal. Like I don't wait like finish all the food and then be like, "Ooh, man, I'm thirsty," and then suck down my stuff. But there are people like that. So Tommy, that's what you do?
Yeah, so I thought that was a question you got on Facebook for me because I get like I was talking about that I think recently.
Were you? I swear to God, it was on another. It was on Bob Does Sports. Do you ever watch any of that stuff? He does golf stuff. He was playing Xander Schauffele, and that random conversation came up. And I'm like, dude, that's such an interesting question. And they were 50-50 split. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, we need a larger sample size. I'm interested to hear. So if you're listening to this right now, comment on the post. Like if you finish eating your meal and then take a drink, or if you like to drink while. I'm just interested to see where we're at in the world. I think it's polarizing.
Drinking after, I think, is a super minority. Because
I don't know, man. I think I thought so, but just the fact that you are here, I mean,
that's true.
I mean, even a third of people would baffle me.
It wouldn't be a third because basically my wife's whole family, they offer me just a drink over and over the whole time, and I'm like, I'm gonna get it in a little bit.
I get it, man. Everyone's different, though. Everyone's a little different.
I never thought about the reasoning why or anything. It's just I don't need my sweet tea right now. Like I'm eating.
So are you a pretty simple dude when it comes to beverages then? Like are you a sweet tea guy and that's pretty much it?
Actually, you know what I drink? I drink these like LaCroix waters.
Oh yeah. Bougie like as fuck. Look at you.
Is it?
I don't know. It sounds bougie.
I mean, I guess so, yeah.
Your pinky was up when you said it, so I just assumed.
It was a little
yeah, I guess I am, but that's just for me.
So, like, do you ever crave a drink based on the meal? Like, for me, like, I'm not a big, like, pop or whatever you guys call soda or whatever. Like, I'm not a big pop drinker. Yeah. But, like, if I'm having, like, a burger or, like, fast food, like, that's the only time I ever want it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have it then. I'm just
when you get them, like if you go to Taco Bell, you're telling me you're not getting like a Mountain Dew or something.
I really don't.
What do you get?
I usually just don't. I just get food. And
so when we go to Texas this weekend,
drink
and
water.
If we get something to eat and you don't get just a water,
my default would always be Sprite if they don't have like high C something.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. What about you, Tommy? What's your like go to?
Mountain Dew.
Amen, brother.
Well, or Dr. Pepper. So.
Dude, exactly. Those are my two choices.
I've never been a Dr. Pepper guy.
What?
I know.
Have you ever tried good Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, I've tried. Believe me. I would think I would like it. I'd never end up liking it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know either because it's delicious.
It might be something you had to, when you were a kid, maybe start drinking.
You might be missing a chromosome. You got to like all 27 flavors. You know what I mean? You got to have a sophisticated palate to like Dr. Pepper.
You know my palate's way more sophisticated than yours. Chicken nuggets over here.
It doesn't offer enough. You need like 28 minimum.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You have questions?
I
know that was just kind of
one more spice.
Random stuff.
All right, so what's the proper order to get dressed?
Okay.
Let's say you are fresh out of the shower.
Okay.
Walking into the bedroom.
Yep.
And you have to be in your car in 3 minutes. So we're talking head to toe, go.
I'm underwear.
Okay.
Most of the time I have like an undershirt on. And then it depends. If I'm wearing like a dress, like more of like a suit or something like that, I'm typically going shirt first and then pants afterward, just to tuck it right in. Yeah. But if I'm just wearing sweats or something, typically sweats are on first, then shirts on after that. And then socks at the very end.
Socks at the end?
Socks at the very end, yes. That's the last thing that goes on.
Sometimes I'm socks first.
Bullshit.
It just depends. Like I'm like just walking by.
Shit.
To me, I'm just walking by naked, and it's whatever drawer. Like my first drawer is my sock drawer. My second drawer is the underwear. So like sometimes I'll just pull socks out first. 99% of the time though, it is just
what I do
first.
is I'm an adult. I take them, I chuck them on the bed, and I wait till the end, and then put the socks on.
But I'm glad that you elaborated with like between if you need to look spiffy or not, because it is different for me as well.
It is.
It's like shirt on and then pants if you need to look nice.
Yes.
If not, then pants and then shirt 20 minutes later when your back dries.
I thought like socks last was like obvious. Like that's
me too. It is obvious. Yes.
I'm actually socks are always number 2 for me.
Changes.
Socks are always number 2 for me. So it's like underwear then socks. Like it's always the second thing I follow
like
up
3
with.
years old.
Yeah. I have to sit down. I have to sit down to put my socks on.
Amy.
Come help me. Can't reach.
Those days are coming.
Yeah, it's just that question popped
So Tommy,
up.
what is your order?
Well, I almost always wear just athletic shorts. So
okay. Do you get to work from home?
Underwear, shorts, and then shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, I work from home.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I work from right here.
Right?
Dude,
I'm
we're happy to
like,
keep you there even later on a Monday night.
What's the next one?
All right, next one up.
Oh, are you far away from your house?
I am. Well, I mean, no.
He's like around the corner.
It's embarrassing that I drive here. We'll put it that way. It's less than it's less than a quarter mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, less than a quarter
like
mile.
0.22
We live in the
miles.
same development. I have to make one turn and I'll be home.
All right.
Just so you can kind of keep it all set up, or
Yeah. In Dane's basement. It's great.
Yeah, just have a studio set up here. All right. Weird question.
Shoot.
'Cause
I
why
like
not?
weird.
Do you think the president jerks off in the Oval Office?
I think it depends on the president, but I think the last few, well, not Biden, because I don't know if you can even get it up, but like Trump for sure.
For sure.
Obama for sure.
I don't think Bill Clinton needed to.
He
I mean,
was
he had
having
help.
others do it
But
for
like that
him,
count?
yeah.
Does that count? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I would throw it in there
So
because
we call it, like-
he'd be willing. Like if he was desperate, he'd
So, like,
be willing
Michelle
to go to
Obama-
that spot.
Michelle Obama walks up, gives him a little.
Yeah, she was
twinkle in her
jerking.
eye.
She was jerking it off.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Does that count?
I was saying hers. Hey, conspiracies.
No, I think that's. I don't.
Is that might just be like it might be like a bucket list item, like you got to just knock out.
It might be the first thing that they make you
president.
do.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So
Like, to be president, run this country, you need to be able to get off at least one list.
Tommy Sliker, you're the next president of the United States. Are you going to jerk off in the Oval Office?
No.
Oh,
You're a better man than me because I'd be like, everyone out.
no cameras.
As soon
in
as
this
I
thing,
get
right?
here, play that presidential song. Let it rip on high. I don't even need a phone. I'm just going to do it from memory.
Too good.
All right, moving on. Would you rather be an NFL star or an MLB star?
Hurt me, NFL for sure.
Yeah, because nobody knows.
MLB
baseball.
doesn't quite have the clout in the States. I mean, you'd be well known.
It depends. Like if you're a stud though, and you're playing for like everyone knows who like Aaron Judge is.
Yes, for sure.
Depends
Like,
on the market and
that's
stuff
what
like
we're
that.
saying.
But
Star. I mean, you're the star. But then again, like if Jose Ramirez is a star, but
if you're a star in the
everyone know who he
NFL,
is?
everyone knows who you are. So yeah, NFL
Okay,
for sure.
yeah, I think I'd go NFL
I kinda went
too.
yeah. I went a little different route with it. Like, which one would I rather play? Like,
Oh, okay.
That-
Well,
that
that too.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
am I a superstar? Or,
My thing is,
I mean,
like,
also,
do I
too,
want to
like-
be able to play for 20 years and make millions more playing in the MLB, or do I want to just play like 10 years and make far less money? But,
Do I want to remember my kids' names by the time I'm 50, or you know what I mean, like, and like maybe I'll have arthritis in my elbow. You know what I mean, like,
But you also see NFL stars doing more after than you see MLB stars.
the ones that can afford healthcare. Yes.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Correct.
Ones that dodge CTE. All right. Would you rather turn off every sports game at the 2-minute mark or only be able to watch from the 2-minute mark to the end?
2-minute mark to end.
Yeah, I think I got to go the same, especially with my schedule right now. Like, I don't get to watch that much sports
It's
anyway.
honestly
So,
when the
give me
best
the
stuff
ending.
happens. Like,
well, yeah, most of
you
it.
either turn it on and it's a blowout and wasn't even worth watching anyways, or
Yeah.
you get to see the meat and potatoes. Like, yeah, I'm there with you guys. Last but not least, is eating in bed gross?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can't.
I thrice that. I do not.
Yeah,
It's
Well, I
disgusting.
do it. But it's,
And I hate myself the whole time. But
especially like after these like you get out of the open or something at 11 and get Taco Bell, Uber Eats or whatever, and then it's just everywhere.
Taco
Don't
Bell's
get
like
me
it's
wrong.
just that one thing that's always there for you.
I've like grabbed the late snack or like with the Taco Bell and like brought it into the room,
Mhm.
but I always like stand and like hover and eat it and like get ready for bed and stuff. I just can't like sit in bed and eat.
No,
I don't know why.
I'm a table guy. Like I
I
like
do
to
like
have
having
somewhere
a
to
table,
set
yeah.
something like my food on and my drink. You know what I mean? Because
Sean's actually pretty methodical. Like when he
I
gets
am.
his Taco Bell, he like unpacks it all and then like unwraps it and like puts it in a certain order, and then it's just go to town,
yeah,
like ready to rip.
we're not there to
Part
fuck
of it's like,
around.
dude, if it's not a hotel, I'm not doing it. But they change those sheets or whatever.
Yeah, actually, I've done it in a hotel before because you're right. It's not my bed.
Well, yeah,
that's
of
true.
course.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. In a hotel? Hell yeah.
And most of the time on these trips, I'm like, I'm not gonna feel the crumbs.
We'll just gingerly brush them to the side. See what happens.
We'll be all right. Shit'll buff out. All right. Well, Tommy, hey man, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, sure.
It's been fun. Thank you for giving us some insight from behind the scenes and some backstory to the little song that you came up with. It was awesome, man. I loved it. Shout out to Kyle Butler for kind of hooking this up and putting us in contact with you and stuff. And love Kyle. And
What does that man not do?
dude, he's just a good dude, man. He's like, and he's like one of those guys that like I've met like when we first started, and then like there's not too many of us around anymore, man. And Kyle Butler's just kind of just a real dude.
Cornhole Jesus.
He is Cornhole
He's
Jesus.
he's like pretty active on the socials too.
Oh,
so
dude, he's
I love seeing,
the
like,
funniest
funny
dude ever.
things
Oh,
he
dude, the
does
funniest
on
fucking thing
there.
ever. Yeah, he's really. And then you talk to him in person, and you're like, "You're the same dude that types the shit out."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's the quiet ones,
you just
man.
know he's sitting there just
Correct.
thinking about it
It's the
every
quiet
time,
ones you
thinking
got to worry
the whole
about. I love it.
time, like,
I love it. All right, so we'll let the folks go home. Tommy, we'll have you hang on just for a minute, but thank you very much for joining us. I guess good luck to Michigan this year. But good luck to you and Chad this year. I think you guys are rolling, and definitely a team to kind of definitely keep an eye on for the season.
Thank you. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
Of course. So if you
Heck
made
yeah.
it this long, you're going to get to hear the whole song. So we're going to drop
Yep.
it here at the end. So hope you guys enjoy it. Give Tommy some love afterwards, and then he's working on trying to put it on a platform that everyone can kind
For
of listen.
y'all to hear.
Hell yeah. But hope you guys enjoy the episode. We'll be back next week with our TCL shenanigans episode, because if you're listening to this now, the next day we're heading out to TCL.
I mean, that's the plan
hopefully.
so far, but Dallas is looking like they're going to get maybe like a half inch of snow, so it might shut the whole city down.
So we'll see. We'll see. But hope you guys enjoy it. And as always, we hope you throw it straight. That's nothing but 4-baggers from here on out.
Cornhole it.
Later.
Dog, I swear I asked him where his recent title was at. He pulled out a flash drive, bro. Oh, you won Worlds twice, but you want some cookies? I wasn't in the league, what happened when you played them rookies?
Santina Star
Wait, what just say?
Pause it. Pause. You ain't really like that. We some dogs, so you know we really bite back. These marauders got Jamie seeing ghosts in the back. But it's cloud, cause we smoking up a coaster pack. Yeah, we all smoke. Yeah, we all smoke. Used to be ghosts, now they all jokes. I was praying for game 7, but they all choke. Now we getting rich, and they all broke. I'm a killer, you can see it in my eyes. When you step up to the boards, you better make your peace with God. Count up racks on these pros. I got people I don't know buying bags cause I throw 'em. My teammates weren't my teammates, they my ops now. So stay and watch us in the playoffs when you lost out. How you MIA, and I ain't ducking no action. I'm the trash man, taking out that loser bracket. And I can't slide with you, I can't vibe with you. You only good for 20 rounds, I'm on a bicycle. How I got the most rounds and I ain't even placed. Dog, I'm 12 drinks down and I can't feel my face. Coaster dropped me for some clowns, I had to cut them off. Now they finished, I ain't even take my rubber off. Question that I get the most is when I'm gon' win it. I tell them how I've been so close, I just gotta finish. That's why my team stay winning when we break the huddle. Check my stats, I've been working on that triple double. Throw these bags like my daddy was the owner. Pull up black Zukas back to back, this ain't normal. You ain't really like that. We some dogs, so you know we really bite back. These marauders got Jamie seeing ghosts in the back. But it's cloud, cause we smoking up a coaster pack. Yeah, we all smoke. Yeah, we all smoke. Used to be ghosts, now they all jokes. I was praying for game 7, but they all choke. Now we getting rich, and they all broke. Bag after bag, make them pick it up. Trade away, they stay champ. What you sippin' on? He was good, but he ain't beating me today. Said I couldn't win it, he ain't keeping me away. Oh, you a big dog now, let's play. I got all these coasters sitting in my ashtray. And I go hold for a hole just to get my ego back. They call officials over like I got illegal bags. Now that number 1 already took away his check. He thought that I was playing till I stepped on his neck. Used to throw so much, remember waking up with cramps. No tips for moving up, dog, I started in advance. But I kept pushing, had to sacrifice my health. Never cared what players thought of me, I proved it to myself. Where you at when it was June and I was throwing in the heat? I lost it all at Valley Forge, I hit an airmail just to eat. 104 baggers, dog, all I know sleep. Running bags like Ocho Cinco, told them go deep. Pause, you ain't really like that. We some dogs, so you know we really bite back. These These marauders got Jamie seeing ghosts in the back. But it's cloud, cause we smoking up a coastal pack. Yeah, we all smoke. Yeah, we all smoke. Used to be goats, now they all jokes. I was praying for game 7, but they all choke. Now we getting rich, and they all broke. He traded